thought, well, we come on and see what's happening. There we are. I hope everybody's doing okay. We'll wait till a few get on. Nothing important at all. Gotta get my telephone. Can't live without a telephone. I've had trouble with my lights all night. Those lights that you can run by your telephone or computer. Well, I know it was a big mess in here. Hi, Eric. Good to see you. I know it's a big mess in my house tonight because I don't know what I did on that app that runs the lamps, like this lamp, and the lamps in the bedrooms, the lamps under the car park. Uh, it has cameras too. Hi, Deb. Good to see you. Well, I pushed the master switch on that thing. I had lights going off and on. It looked like the damn Adams family. I had this light coming on, this light going off, and this whole house was blinking. I know if anybody could see me through the windows, they thought, "What are they doing in that house?" Because I had every light. My mother said, "You better turn that off. They're gonna call the police on us. Call the sheriff." I said, "Well, if they do, I'll just tell them I hit the wrong button because I don't know how to get it off. I don't know how to turn these individual lights off." So it just kept uh, going off and on, off and on, off and on. And the security lights outside, off and on, off and on, off and on. I thought, Lord. So what I decided I better do is I went to the junction box or the electric box, whatever you call it, and I just flipped switches and turned everything off and turned it all back on. And I guess it reset it. Uh, they quit going off, but I bet I never do that again. I tell you, there's something always going on here. And the sticker I've got, and my brain just don't seem to jihad anymore too much. But this is Friday night, and I hope y'all are doing good. We're doing fine. Mother's in there directing, I'm pretty sure. She was watching one of her TV programs. I don't know exactly what. I was in here trying to set up getting those lights because when the lights all went to blinking, and then I turned all that off. Well, of course, everything had to be reset here. The lights, the pads, and all that stuff. So that's what I had to do, and I thought I'm not gonna make it. So that's why I was late because I was trying to reset all these lights. So, are y'all home this evening? I guess you are. Are you in jail watching me on the telephone, or you're at a out in the I don't know if there's malls. Are there still malls? We used to all go to the mall on Friday. Y'all remember that? We would all load of kids would get in the car and we'd go down to the mall. And most of the time, we'd go eat at one of the little food court places, or whatever. And then now in Dallas, they have an ice skating rink, or they did, and we'd go ice skating. I never was good at it. I'd get out there and I'd watch. Some of them were excellent skaters. They were such, because being Dallas and a lot of them, I imagine, were leftovers or soon to be's for the United States. So they would practice. Uh, there in Dallas on the ice skating, and boy, they knew how to ice skate. And if we wasn't doing that, then we were going to the picture show. It was a lot more expensive than, like I've told you, our mother, she'll be 90 for her birthday. And she told me the other day, she said, these movies, the movies you watch now are not worth the film they're filmed on. So I said, what do you mean, Mama? She said, they have no plot. I mean, she's with it, y'all. To be 93, she have no plot. They're not fit to watch. They're about murder. They're about rape. They're about sex. She said, we watched Roy Rogers and Dale Evans and watched, she named off quite a few of the movie stars. And she said, I got to see some of them. They would come to the theater wherever I was. And she said, then we would have get to see who they were and all that stuff. And so I said, well, how interesting. She said, yeah, back then, she said, everybody didn't act like it was different at all. It didn't. Give me just a sec. That microphone keeps going in and out, y'all. I can tell by the red light on the screen. Maybe when I had to reset all the lights and everything, it might have went off. I'll read the comments here in just a second, y'all. I'm trying to get this so we don't cut in and out. Somebody the other day, or the last live we did, said that my voice kept cutting in and out. Well, I rewatched it and I didn't see that. Maybe it was their internet. I'm not sure. Eric says our mall is all one floor and nothing. No big stores there. Dorothy says life irritations. My ex neighbor of 14 and a half years emailed me that one phone broke and the other needed bill paid, so was shut off. And would I call her cleaning lady and her they sees about her daily, I guess. Yeah, but Dorothy, at least you help somebody. I mean, that neighbor, I don't know the situation, but you know more about it than I do. But a lot of times I forget my phone bill a lot of times. I can't remember my phone bill. And then when they don't shut it off because I've been with them for so long, I don't let it get that overdone, to have it shut off. But I've had mine shut off over the years, but that's when, do y'all remember when I'm having lemonade with that Nellie and Joe's key lime lemon? It's the lemon for Key West. Get it off Amazon. But I'm gonna make a lemon pie. I wanted to, and I thought, no, I'm just gonna get a glass of lemonade and not make a pie right now. I needed something sweet tonight, and I will use the stevia in there, and that's what I've got in this lemonade. And it makes good lemonade like you'd have got at the drugstore. So it's good lemonade. The key limes and the key lemons, I've told y'all this many times on the cooking videos. It's just a sweeter lemon, and it's the way that the weather down there and the kind of lemon you can't get it any other place. I mean, you can't get any other flavor like the key lime lemon and lime from Key West. It's just totally. And I've had lemon juice from all around, and I never found any better than Nellie and Joe's. They're a family that they do it, and it's in a yellow bottle. The lime juice has about this color in this silk shirt that's lime green or that leaf, and the lemon has a bright or a yellow cap. So you'll know it if you find it. Uh, yeah, Dorothy, it makes good lemonade. The key lime, key lemon. Now, see, I gripe so much about having to buy 2 bottles of lemon or 2 bottles of lime that now Amazon has a lime and a lemon that you can buy as a set. And I don't remember how much it is. I've got it. It might be $12. I'm not for two, but they're good sized bottles. But that's what Mother and I use for our. It's so good that lemon on a piece of fish. If you like lemon on your fish, boy, nothing beats this lemon. Eric says I just watch real meaning movies. Well, back to that. It's hard to find a movie that that is not murder or not pure sex or murder mainly. And there's a lot there in horror movies. Mother can't watch that. She won't. It will make her toss and turn. And I've seen it with my own eyes. Used to. I never noticed it, but if we watch some kind with her age, I think the medication. If she watches some kind of movie that has any kind of violence or any kind of killing or anything like that, I can tell her legs start moving at night real quick, and don't do it unless she's seen that on that movie or uh, she even kind of screams out. So I try not to put any of that on the TV or try, even though the commercials, you can't very well do much. You can try to fast forward, but not if you're watching YouTube or one of those. It's hard. Well, any station, I guess, is more or less digital, so you can't really fast forward. They've kind of caught on to that, so you just have to watch through it and get it over with. But that's what we're doing this evening. Nothing at all. And I'm so glad y'all could stop in. We are doing nothing at all. Um, like I said, I was going to make something sweet. I will this weekend with the stevia. Not so. Don't scream at me about sugar because that's not where I'm going. I'm going to try that stevia powder out because I think the first thing I tried that in. Now that's not the stevia, and I keep telling y'all probably get sick of hearing it. It's not the stevia you buy it like at Big Lots or something that's got stevia and whatever. This is stevia powder. The only place you can get it is from Amazon. And I get nothing from this. But I am thrilled about having a sweetener that don't cause my drinks and what foods I've used on, like cereals and oatmeals and stuff like that, to be bitter, because I don't like bitter food from the sweeteners. And that's the only drawback that I ever had about using sweeteners. Yeah, sometimes they would sweeten, but then the aftertaste, you won't choke to death on it. Hell, you can't enjoy your food if you take a bite and you think, oh, this is sweet and good. And then in just a few seconds, you get a bitter. You don't even want to eat your food, or I don't. I don't want to eat my food. So this stevia is good. Everybody's heard about stevia, but I don't buy the one with that dexamethasone something in with it. I don't buy the pure stevia powder. Deb says, my mother and I watch TMC classic old movies. I love that. But Deb mother grew up in them theaters. And a lot of them were colored, by the time she was going to the movies, they had a lot of color. Doesn't have a lot of, I imagine they had quite a few black and white, but she won't hardly watch a black and white. But here lately, she's been watching them because she said, That storyline's really good on that movie. We watched. We watched. I know movies like the back of my hand. I've been watching them for years. I bought them on those big discs. I bought them on VHS. I bought them on CD, DVD, whatever. So I had a big collection. I've still got a few hundred, but I've got the player to play them. It's just we just watch what's on TV. I mean, what's on the internet. And TMC is a good one. That's a good. And then there's the Turner. There's an older movie that's got like uh, shoot 'em ups and the uh, Lone Lone Ranger and Roy Rogers and the Rifleman and Bonanza, and so we like those too. She'll watch those, and I like them. I like storylines. Those are pretty good storylines. And now they've got that new series. I think it is, or they've got them where you can watch it. The Dallas series. We grew up with the Dallas thing, and now you can watch it all online. Tonight, I think we will watch. See, we have to wait a day. Sometimes you have to wait a day on some of that. The Matlock with Kathy Bates. We've been watching it. Mother really doesn't understand it too much. I mean, it's the older movies she can more or less understand because these plot lines and are too fast and they skip around, from back then to up now, and it gets her really mixed up. Uh, and I try to explain to her, well, she'll say, well, I haven't seen that. I said, Mom, we watched it. Well, I don't remember it. I said, well, they did this and they did this. And so I kind of get her up to speed back on Matlock. And of course, we watched the Great British Baking Show. Can't wait. That may be tonight too. I could look it all up, but any of those shows are anything to kill time. I need to try to do other things, but I'm enjoying being with my mother while I can. Whether I go or she goes, at least I know these last years. I don't know. She'll probably outlive me and be 115 because her health is so good. It's just we all have that little brain fart, I guess you could say, but she's with it. Today we went and let me get a drink. Mhm. Today we went and got our B12 shot. Um, I think that helps both of us. And so we got that taken care of. We laid down and took a little nap, and then the light fiasco, which tomorrow and Sunday I've got to water all these plants, my pineapple plants. I was going to tell you all the other night about that maple tree. My neighbor, fig tree, gave me that, and the leaves were brown, and there was only like one leaf. So that's been almost March or April, and so I kept it outside and I watered it and repotted it and everything. Well, I brought it into the our front room, and so I started moving it the other day. I brought it in there for about 3 or 4 days, maybe, and then I was going to bring it in the studio area, in this area. This is where I used to have where I painted and had clients and things like that. Well, y'all, all of a sudden I started getting bit. There were ants. Fire ants had got into that pot of this uh, plant. They were everywhere. Within just a few minutes, those ants were. So I hurried up and ran and got the Raid or the ant spray and sprayed all around because I knew you could tell that there was white in there where they had made eggs and nests and all that. And I thought, Lord, if I get these things in this house, we'll never get them out. And I've got a big red, uh, it's where my big red antique rug was. Um, but I had thankfully taken that out so I can get that room's painted in. So I drug this, it shouldn't have been lifting, but it's a heavy pot. I drug it out the door, got it on my dolly, and took it around, and I just pulled the thing. I thought, if it dies, it'll just die. I pulled that thing out of there was a million ants, and you could see the eggs and everything. So I just got the water hose with the sprayer nozzle, and I rinsed those roots off, and them ants were just all over that. So finally, I got a bucket from Harbor Freight, one of those red buckets, and I put water in it and vinegar, and I just stuck the plant down in there. And I thought, I've got to drown them, or they're going to drown me, because they're getting on me. And so finally, I left that out there overnight, and it was getting a little cool then. But I left it overnight, and I thought, it turned real light green. I mean, like nearly yellow. And I thought, oh, I've killed it. Well, I went back out there about 3 days later. I left it out there because it was going to freeze. And so I got it out of that water, rinsed it off some more, and I just got one of those Harbor Freight buckets, a different one. And I just put dirt and everything down in it. And I repotted it in that bucket and watered it without the ants. I guess the ants is what was making the leaves turn brown and fall off. There's no telling how long they lived in that colony. But now you can see it's doing really well behind me. And the pineapple's over that way. And then I've got about, how many did I plant? 10 cuttings of pineapples. So I'm going to have pineapple plants running out my what. And I'll show you all this. I was going through boxes today. This is the jellyfish. I don't know if y'all seen these. This is that art glass, but I've told you I have a lot of art glass. This is the jellyfish. I found out it was the jellyfish compote. And I thought it was lovely the way that's made and got that. So set it over here so I don't break it, because it's very, very. This is Waterford. These are Waterford. I love these. This little syrup pitcher, and a little biscuit jar. That's the Lismore. And I've got so much stuff. But that's what I was doing today. I was going through a couple more boxes, trying to figure out what I need to do for the estate sale, and it's not gotten very far. Nothing ever in my life ever gets very far, y'all. The TV back here, there's a TV behind me, and it is my great grandparents. It's not a Magnavox. Well, I don't know. We'll have to look at it sometime, but it'll still come on. It's one of them little old bitty screens, and when you turn it on, it gets light, and then it goes out, and finally it'll. It's a Westinghouse. It's a Westinghouse. That's about. Well, now I've got the clock too. The clock and that TV is about the only two things I have from their place. Now I've got some antique furniture, but when you get to where your family, a lot of family is gone, and everything starts coming to you, then it gets like this, just full, and you don't know what to do with it all. But eventually, I've got a big piano over here, and it's not tuned, so I just kind of. Then after I got sick with the cancer, I thought, I've got to get this stuff kind of in order. So I was washing. Y'all remember the other day I was washing? I bet I washed. uh I bet I had 3 walk-in closets of clothes just for me. And mother's got a 2. But I went in there and I pulled everything out that I wanted or I didn't want, and I've been washing what I could wash, and the other I'm putting in that sale because a lot of those Christian Dior suits and stuff, when I did model and I got them for low, low price, I couldn't get around the pants on me to save my neck. So I've got to sell them or give them away or whatever, and I may do both. Uh, it's funny how our lives become. A lot of people are not pack rats like me, and then a lot of people are. They're kind of hoarders, but I'm just doing the best that I can. That's what I told y'all to always say. We're doing the best that we can. And tomorrow it's supposed to be warmer, and then Sunday, and then Tuesdays when I have to go for that other be put to sleep to ban some more of those blood vessels. And then I got a call today that they want me to go on nighttime oxygen. Or is any of y'all on oxygen? I thought once you got on oxygen, you couldn't get off of it. I'm I haven't researched or nothing because it kind of floored me today. They said that my numbers were down into 80, 88 only when I lay down, because they did that thing where I wore it on my finger, the oxygen meter, and you had to wear it for 24 hours. Well, the test come back and they said my oxygen gets down to 87, something like that at night after I lay down, and they want me to wear it at night. The guy that called me said, uh, "You'll feel better if you do this." And I thought, well, okay, we'll try it. I don't know what else to do, but give in to them because they, the doctors, I try to agree with them as much as possible, and so I guess I'll wear oxygen and for at nighttime, not not during the day because my oxygen gets up 95, 97 in the daytime, and I put that sleep apnea. I did that sleep apnea test, and I can't wear that thing. It makes my nose bleed because my platelets are low from the cirrhosis. So there's no way. But this guy said, well, that's 2 different situations. You have some people have sleep apnea and it will be cured with the sleep machine. And then some people just have like COPD or uh, they don't know why, just nocturnal, nighttime, can't get their oxygen. So he said, it'll help you, I believe. So we'll wait and see. They're going to bring it next week and install it by my bed. Yeah. But that's all I have to allow this evening. I hope y'all have a good weekend. I don't know if I'll come on probably tomorrow and cook something because we need something. I got another turkey. Lord, y'all, I've gotten 3 turkeys now because I'm afraid somebody might need something to eat. And if they do, then I'm going to have something I can help them with, even though that food thing has gotten back, I think, okay. But on Thanksgiving, you never know when somebody might need something to eat, whether they have a food card or money of their own, because it's going to probably take a few weeks for them to catch up. I don't know, but I'm going to help somebody if I can. Okay, we're going to go. Let me make sure I've answered all this. I think I have. And we've been on here, let's see, 29, 21. So that's good. We've stayed on here just it's kind of taxing, but I can talk uh, just like everybody else. We just sat here and visit, and that's good. God bless you. God bless us. God bless the United States. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.